Welcome back to the Soda Mention, everyone. I'm your host, the RPG Capper, and today we will be resuming Warsong for the Sega Genesis. Alright. So, when we last left off, we had completed Scenarios 7 and 8 respectively, with Scenario 7 involving the rescue of Bayard, who is now one of our commanders that we can now manually control. And Scenario 8 pretty much had to involve defeating an additional regiment that was trying to escape. But in any case, it is time to get back into the swing of things, resume our campaigns, and see how far we can take tonight's stream. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alright, got the limbs out. And getting the game ready. Also, I just want to touch base here that our starting status for this session involves Garrett at level 12, or level 2 as Lord, 13 for Mina, or level 3 as Priestess, 17 for Sabra, or 7 as a Lord, 12 for Thorn, or 2 as a Lord, 11 for Bayard, or level 1 as a Lord, level 7 for Tiberon, as a Crocodile Knight, and level 15 for Calais, or level 5 as a Wizard. And of course, the level cap is set at level 29, which shows 255 experience points as the XP cap. Okay. No more further delays, let's kick this pig. Okay, so we left off with the start of Scenario 9. Okay, and before we get started, I'd like to thank Shiro Lol for your follow. Thank you very much for your follow, Shiro. It's very much appreciated. Welcome to the Soda Mention. Okay. Alright, let's go read this. Let's read the prologue here. 9. The Torrents of Worth. Finally, Garrett starts his advance on Dalsis. However, Python placed a defensive army along the River Worth to await the arrival of Garrett's men. Win. Garrett's escape. Lose. Death of Garrett. Player times 7, so we have 7 commanders to control. And the enemy consists of the following. We have a Serpent Knight that commands 8 different groups of Lizardmen. We have a Grand Knight, which is also a Dino Knight, with 8 groups of infantrymen. A commanding fighter with 8 groups of infantrymen. Another commanding fighter with another 8 groups of infantrymen. And it looks to be another chief commander with 8 groups of rangers. Okay. Duly noted. So all enemy units are stationed in the far north, and we're gonna have to ford over this river from the south. Okay, we're gonna be in for some hairy stuff here. So we want all of our commanders nicely present. So Tiberon will definitely be needed for this particular scenario, because his crocodile skills and his merman would definitely have a good movement and evasion advantage here. So let's load Tiberon here with 8 groups of mermen. We're not going to be hiring any major units for all of our commanders here. Just for certain commanders. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Mina could definitely use some monks. Now, monks are supposed to be good against infantrymen. So let's load up on some monks for her. Sabra, I don't think I'm gonna need to hire any troops for. I don't think I'm gonna need him. I don't think I need anything for Garrett. Calais doesn't seem like anything interesting because guardmen are crap, and unless we're gonna be dealing with cavaliers, the soldiers aren't gonna be worthwhile having around. Thorn, I'm not too concerned with. Bayard, he's only just starting off as a lord, so I guess it would help for him to have a few archers under his wing. Okay, I think that's good enough in terms of enlistment. So let's see who will assign some of the greater items to. Garrett's already good enough as is. Let's see who could use an attack boost. Tyrone's pretty good with his attack. He's at 28. But then everyone has matching attack of 27. Okay, so then let's compare levels. Garrett's at level 12, or level 2 as a lord. Mina's a level 3 priestess. Not too sure. Sabra's already doing pretty well for herself. Thorn is a maybe. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a greater sword here to Bayard. Should I assign it to Bayard? I'm not that now. I'm a little bit unsure of. Now, if only my friend Robomagus was here, he would definitely clear the air on this. But he's not available at this time, so I'm gonna have to wing it. Okay, so let's see. So the greatsword's supposed to provide, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be +4 to attack, so that would put her at attack at a 31. Where everyone else is attacking at 31. But I also want to build up some levels too for my respective characters. You know what? I think I'm gonna give this sword back to Sabra. Okay, and you know what? Okay, Calais has the weakest defense at 15, so she's gonna get the shield, which will give her a +4 boost to her defense, so that'll put her defense to 19. And, 20, 24, 24. I will probably give the cross to Mina. And I think that's good. Okay, I think we're good to go, so let's start. Okay, now we have to position everyone accordingly. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll put Bayard over here. I'll put Tiberon over here since he seems to be the closest to the southern shore. Right. Garrett will just be dead, will be somewhere center. I'll put him over here. Calais, where am I gonna put Calais? Let's put Sabra over here. Thorn can take up this area. Let's put Mina over here and Calais over here. Good. Alright, that's it. So, the 4th commander says, Belcher, you will have to get through me first. Can we get across any other way? The current is too fast everywhere else. We've got no choice then. Break through! Okay, so let's get everyone properly positioned. Now, I pretty much read up on this particular scenario here, and around, I believe the fifth churn, we're supposed to be invaded by sea monsters. So, we're just gonna move our guys around a bit until the fifth churn, and hold off on the sea monsters, and then proceed across the river. So for the time being, let's move Saber into the mountains here. Okay. We're also gonna have to make sure all of our monks are properly raised. So I'm gonna move Mita here. Let's put one monk in the water. One monk over here. Let's just have a standard box formation. Okay, so everyone goes into box formation. There we go. Garrett will take up the rear. So he's gonna follow them. And, no, actually, it's Calais will be taking up the rear in this case. Alright, so we're gonna have Tiberon approach the shoreline. And his merman will establish box formation around them. Okay, it's not a complete box formation, but a formation nonetheless. Alright. Let's have Thorn move this way. Anyone else over here? Nope. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Bayard move back into the forest and have his respective archers take up position in the forest for extra cover and evasion. Okay, I guess that's everyone. So let's check again. Winning condition, Garrett's escape. Lose, death of Garrett. So it's possible that in order for us to escape, we have to move Garrett to the northern, to the top tile on the map here. The northernmost tile on the map, that is. And I think we're good. So let's end our phase. Time for the enemy to make a move. Okay, so the third commander and his rangers are approaching the shore. And if we have time tonight, we may do another scenario, but we'll see. Okay, so the second commander and his sword. Did I start the battle over? There was an issue trying to save the stream earlier, Squall Cloud. Apparently, I accidentally deleted the stream. And, yeah, I actually do need to redo do the whole thing. So yeah, it sucked what happened, but unfortunately, the other stream I was doing this afternoon, I accidentally deleted it. So, and I was kicking my own ass throughout the day, so I don't have a choice. I gotta redo the whole thing. And I don't have time to do this tomorrow, because I'm busy as hell tomorrow. Oh well, we're just gonna have to take it from the top. But at least it's gonna be the same strategy as before, and this time I'm ready for it. So anyway, it's the same spiel. We are going to be moving our commanders into the hills and approach the oncoming sea monsters. Let's go over here. How are you doing tonight? I don't necessarily do evening streams this often, but this is an emergency. Yeah, you're surprised to see me on. Yeah, I don't usually do streams this late in the evening. The last time I did something like that was for East Book 1 and 2 months ago. Or rather, a year ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I have to make a bit of an exception here. So yeah, surprise stream, surprise, surprise, guys. Okay, so yeah, it's... Again, if you want to see me redo this map, then go right ahead. But anyways, but at least I can approach this map with a fresh set of eyes and some fresh thinking. Maybe it won't take me too long to finish the map this time, because that previous stream lasted about a good 2 3/4 hours. Hang on, I'll put him over here. And this guy still tails. Okay. Anyways, this time let's have Bayard move further into the forest. Also, but here's some good news. Some of my roommate's personal friends run a little podcast, and they're not only retro game fans, they're also big into the pro wrestling circuit. So they've invited me to be a special guest on their podcast in the foreseeable future. All I just need to do is give them my Twitch handle and my Twitch URL. Give and all the linky links, and show them what I do, and they will arrange to have me on as a guest sometime. I'm not sure if I'm going to be appearing as the capper, or if they want to, or if I'm just going to do a face reveal. But we'll see what can be done. I'm going to see if I can appear on their podcast as the capper, because for another podcast interview. VTuber Studios VTuber Studios was not compatible with StreamYard, so I had to pretty much so the avatar had to be dropped, and I had to show everyone the voice behind the capper here. But in any case, this will be my second podcast interview, with the first being with Rap Sheet of Crimey Kate podcast on YouTube. Okay, anyways, I think I've moved everyone. Everyone's had their churn. Yeah, the Serpent Knight and his Lizardmen have not made a move yet. Okay, anyways, we're ending the phase. How's the rest of your day been? Just chilling, not too shabby. Okay, cool. My roommates are making cereal bars in the kitchen. With Count Chocula, nonetheless. And that's good, because I love Count Chocula. Sadly, no Frankenberry or Blueberry, though. Okay, the Serpent and his Lizards are on the move. I was looking while we were doing this earlier. I saw you playing the Grand Knight before I hopped off. Yeah, the Grand Dino Knight. He kind of gave me a bit of a... He kind of gave me a bit of a challenge, but I still managed to kick his ass, But in any case, all that progress got lost because I was a bit of an idiot. He's very tough, yep. The game only serves to get tougher from here on in, which is why it's very important to pay close attention to everyone's to everyone's stats and where they lie on the map. And I'm speaking as a guy who's never played any of these strategy tabletop war games like Warhammer or Star Wars or BattleTech. Never played those. So this is a bit of a breaking in for me, so to speak. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Yeah, Sabra's position is gonna hold here, so we're gonna move Mina upwards. I could pretty much have. I suppose I can move Mina. No, I'm actually gonna move Mina over here because I do want her to pull in the. I want to pull in the commander and his infantrymen because monks do very well against infantrymen. This sucks for poor Tiber, and you can turn him into a deadly sword, but he sucks for them. Yeah, that's the thing. If we lose water tiles in the later maps, Tiberon is just going to be slugging his way around. He's just going to be slugging his way around the map without any real contribution. So that's why it was important to change him into a regular knight, because then he has more movement range and he can command cavaliers afterwards. Now, even though knights aren't really all that good of a class, Tiberon cannot be changed into a regular lord, so we're gonna have to just leave him as a knight for the time being. But the takeaway from that, in the positive sense, is that he can command horsemen or cavaliers. So that's and horsemen and cavaliers are good against infantry units. Magic Knight is OP though, yes. Which is why I want to get Tiberon class changed to Magic Knight from regular Knight ASAP. Because regular Knights are so-so. While the Magic Knights, oh, they'll kick ass and take names. We can put him over here. Vital. Yeah, the Knight is cool for offense, but archers eat them alive. Yeah, you gotta keep them away from the archers. I lost Tiberon last time, because apparently I couldn't pull him away in time. All those archers were moving like crazy on the northern shoreline, and they finished him off. So let's not have that happen again, because I don't want any of my commanders permadeath. I want to try to get the best ending in the game. But it's going to take some very careful strategic planning to do that. Normally, if Robo-Megas was here, he can clear the air on a lot of things. But he's not here right now, so I have to wing it. Okay, so we're moving Thorn a bit further. Let's put him in this patch of forest right here. And we're going to have... Okay, you know what? This would... Hang on a minute. I think let's move them a little bit to the southwest here. Because I want to make sure that we get full tree cover. Okay, then you know what? Let's put one archer over here. One over here, and another... Okay, I think this would be a good place for... Or I could always put them right next to the wall here, so the Leviathans do not try to outflank me on the western side. It's worth a try, though. You know, I think that's what we're gonna do, because we don't see those sea monsters right for a couple more turns. Oh yeah, we still have Tiberon to deal with. So we're gonna pull these fighters, the second commander fighter and his infantry into the water, but we have to steer clear from the archers, because they will eat my merman alive. But okay, but I can also see that the Serpent Knight and his lizards have taken notice of Tiberon, which is why I'm definitely gonna have to have them. Let's just see if we can reposition them a little bit further to the northwest, so they don't have. So they may not come after my guys, but if they start coming after my guys, I'm gonna have to do some careful maneuvering. But for all intents and purposes, Tiberon must remain in the water. Okay, I think that's good. Wait, let me... Oh wait, I forgot I can use this to speed things up. Forgot I can use the B button. I'm so accustomed to the normal speed of the cursor that I forgot it. Yeah, and Sabra could... Okay, I'm not gonna put her next to the shoreline, because that gives the Leviathans an evasion advantage. So, she can either be on this tile or this tile, but I'm gonna keep her on this tile for the time being. Alright, I think we're good, so we'll end the phase and switch it over to the enemy. I think it looked... Well, it kind of looks like they're back in diamond formation, but I can't tell if they're advancing towards the shoreline. Okay, we do have the first commander and his infantry going into the water. Okay, so now the serpent and his lizards are going to the northern shore. Because I was expecting them to at least go to the southeastern shore and try to intercept Mina. They're taking up diamond formation. Okay, so let's at least keep the rest of everyone else over here in check. Okay, I think Mina would be more... We'll put Mina and her monks in this little grove over here. And we'll position Garrett in the hills, and Calais will move up north past the bridge. Okay, good. So, Sabra will hold her position there. In the meantime, let's have the command move to manual so that the monks do not reposition themselves. Okay. Let's continue this one. Okay, so we're gonna move Bayard's men. Let's move Bayard over here. And have the rest of his men take up position in the forest. Near the open plains. Close to shore. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so we're gonna position them over here. Alright, let's put these guys over here. So the furthermost... But we could still have Leviathans try to attack us from the north and the east in these little patches of forest to get their own invasion bonus. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, back to Tiburon. Okay, we're gonna position him over here. Have the mermen approach the shore accordingly. And engage the infantrymen on the open sea. And we make short work of them because of the mermen's bolstered evasion. RNG is in our favor thanks to the water tiles. I'll put one over here so these mermen don't get slaughtered. But I'm a little bit concerned about how the lizardmen will approach. But if things get bad, we may have to pull out. All right. Let's position Thorn in this section of the forest. I guess that's good enough. Let's end the phase. Okay. Time for the enemy to make a move. I just don't want the archers getting into the water and engaging the mermen. Mermen are weak against archers. Okay, so that only leaves one infantryman standing. Okay, 2 mermen remain, but we cleared out one group of infantrymen. Okay, this unit got wiped, interestingly enough. The RNG's not in our favor here. Okay, we lost 2 more mermen. That wipes another unit. Commander, I hate water units. Yeah, I ditto. But I need to get Tiberon up. He can't stay as Croc Knight forever. Okay, he's approaching with... That Serpent's approaching with his list quickly. They've taken notice of Tiberon. I may have to fall back. Okay, so the sea monsters have not yet appeared. That's fine. Let's have Garrett move into the mountainside. Calais taking up the roof. Alright. Okay, so let's make sure that... Let's position them over here. We don't want to be close to shore when those monsters appear, otherwise it'll give us... It would put us in a very precarious situation. But the sea monsters could also enter the forest here and give themselves a 20% evasion bonus. Okay. Sabra will remain as is. Okay, let's have Thorn move over here. So it makes it would probably make it difficult for them to try and... For the Leviathans to try to enter the forest. They could still enter this way and try to sneak attack us from the eastern side or from the southeastern side. I wouldn't put it past them. Anyways, we're gonna hold position, so we'll change into manual. Okay, the lizards are fast approaching our mermen. If that's the case, we may have to fall back and get back onto land ASAP. But I might as well have to move them further into the southwest. Okay, so let's get these guys out of harm's way. Okay, that's not good because they're not adjacent to the commander. Okay, I guess that's good enough. Okay, Commander and his infantry are advancing forward. Fording the river. I'm more concerned about that Serpent Knight. Yeah, they're getting too damn close to Tiburon here. What? Are those monsters part of the enemy? What's this? What caused them to show up? Don't worry, we'll use them to get Garrett. No, you would think so, eh? Thing is, those monsters can't tell friend from foe. Okay, well, anyways, the Kraken and his Leviathans have appeared, so let's position ourselves accordingly. We'll put Garrett over here, and the lake can go over here. I really don't like the fact there's a forest tile right next to shore, but I think what can be done in this case is, let's put Mina over here and have the monks assigned appropriately into the respective evasion tiles. Okay, let's put one over here, and... Alright, let's put one over here. See how it is here. So let's... Sauber will hold position. Okay, now let's head back to the rest of the gang. Okay, so we're... Okay, so Bayard and his archers will hold position there, and draw the Kraken and the Leviathans down to the southern shore. Yeah, Thorn will hold position. I'm more concerned about Tiburon right now, because he could be accosted by both the sea monsters and the lizardmen. So we're gonna have to do some evasive maneuvers here. Okay, let's put him over in this spot. Get all the weaker units down close. There we go. Okay, that's pretty much gonna have to call it. I don't think the lizardmen will reach us, but if they... It's a possibility they might actually be able to reach these remaining groups, which Vitesse only has 4 and 2 mermen respectively. Well, see what happens. Ending phase. Okay, Leviathan and the Kraken are advancing towards the mountains of the southeast. Okay, they've taken notice of Tiburon and the Merman. Okay, they're forming diamond position. Diamond formation is. Okay, so the commander is putting all of his units accordingly on the shore, and the first commander and his soldiers are advancing. Okay, at least we're getting the lizardmen on land. Okay, they're getting way too close to Tiburon now. Long time no see, Garrett. I didn't expect to run into you. Care to join our monster hunt? Oh, look who decided to show up. Again. Not you again! It's payback time. Go! Get him! Okay, so let's take a look. So we have the Kraken's Leviathans in diamond formation over here. But we're going to hold position here. Oh, hey there, Magus. Thanks for coming in. I'm actually starting up Scenario 9 as we speak. So I'm just taking a look at what my options are at this point. Right. Okay, I'm gonna have my guys hold position in the forest and Thorn over here. So it looks like I'm gonna have to use Tiburon here and to draw everyone into the southwest because they're getting everyone else is getting too close. Okay, let's move. Look, we gotta move the Murr units on land. Showing up simultaneously with Lance. That is... Oh, that's funny. That's unintentionally funny. Okay. Okay, let's put them over here. Okay, they hold position on this. They hold position in the southwest. And, we hold position in the hills here. Mina and her monks will hold position in this spot, and I think that'll be good. Please avoid leveling Calais. We need to res a level 5 wizard by map 17. Okay, Calais is still at level 5. We have not leveled her. But I can... Her XP bar is not filled. So we could at least do a few fireball attacks against the Kraken and Leviathans here just to soften them up. And have Sabra, and I suppose Mina can also come in and do some damage as well. So Mina here is still at level 3 as a priestess. Okay, nothing else can be... I don't really think anything else I can do much of anything in here. So Thorn will hold position here in the patch of forest. Bayard holds his position here in this forest as well. And we have the commander and his army advancing on slowly but surely onto the southern shores. Okay, so in any case, if we're not going to be dealing with Calais, maybe what I'll do is I'll just advance. I'm gonna put Mina over here and have Calais. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have her hold position and just so she can be in range for a fireball attack on the squid and its worms. But the rest of these guys will pretty much need to reposition themselves accordingly as well. I don't want to keep them near the shore because that's where the Leviathans will have their water evasion bonus. Okay, let's just at least position everyone accordingly onto the hillsides here. Okay. Her radius is still good. We'll just put one over here. And everyone else will just move within the range. Okay. Let's put one guy over here and have him hold position over here. Okay, I think that's good. Garrett's roughly halfway to level 3. Sabra still has a ways to go herself. Okay, let's get started and end the phase. Okay, so Lancet is advancing his Cavaliers. Her fireballs are level 5 plus strong though. They do 2 to 3 damage to 41 tiles. The good thing is it reduced full HP reduced to 70 HP, not 86 HP, which they stop attacking, so they are weak and they're still able to attack. That's cool. Okay, the Kraken and his Leviathans are advancing. I just want to get that Kraken out of the water. Okay, they're approaching Sabra from the hillside. Okay, good. Sabra deflected all their attacks. Now they're attacking her again from the grass. And Sabra deflects. Okay, the Kraken and his worms are heading straight south. Okay, they're establishing diamond formation. Looks like the archers are being drawn into the water, or they could just be establishing an awkward diamond formation. Okay, the commander is bringing his troops into the water now. When a battle scene shows geography, then they have 30% for mountains. That's how they present the evasion bonus. Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, the lizards are being drawn further inland, and they're... Okay, they reached the merman. Okay, we got rid of a couple lizards in the process, but we've lost our merman unit. But I think they were a lost cause anyway. Okay. Alright. Okay, so Sabra held out well. I don't promote tips here. There's a cool tactic for him, the Croc Knight, and some of the Dragon and Knight map 11. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold off Tiberian for the time being. And I guess what he could do is... So, actually, let me zoom back over here for a moment. So Tiberian right now, or Tiberon, he's only at level 7. I wouldn't mind just having him go up a couple levels, but if we're not going to promote him immediately, we'll just, we can just save him for map 11 then. But, as a matter of fact, since I have him highlighted, I might as well move him further back inland, because we're going to be surrounded on all sides here. Alright. It's a... Okay, so we're gonna have these guys take a position. He's good against the Grand Knight. Okay, we can give it a try. I think that's good enough. But I'm kind of a little bit worried for Tiberon here, so I'm actually gonna move Thorn out of the way and get him close to here, so at least he can lend some aid against the Leviathans as they approach land. Okay, anyways, back to the ranch here. let's dispatch one of the... Okay, now let's do a fireball. Okay, so this will weaken up. So this will be will weaken up the Leviathans over here. So at least it'll be easier pickings for Sabra. And okay, I don't really want. I suppose I can move Garrett a little bit over to the east here, or like Mina, Sabra. Bayard and Garrett. Okay. So Garrett's not a top priority then. Okay, I could have him fall back. I can just have him fall back for a bit. And move. I'll try moving Mina over here. But I also want to keep the rest of our monks on standby because those monks are pretty good against these infantry units right here. Provided that they still have the command range bonus. Okay. We need Bayard and Thorn, level 5. Lords of Map 12. We want the Magic Knights, it's bad. Okay, let me take a look. Thorn's at level 2. Bayard's at level 1. So they have ways to go. Okay, I guess we're gonna end the phase here. Okay, Lance. Okay, it looks like that Lance's Cavaliers are going to establish a makeshift diamond formation. Okay, Sabra deflects. Okay, Mina wipes a Leviathan unit. They're approaching Sabra again. Sabra wipes the unit. More Leviathans dispatched. Disposed of, I mean. Okay, we've taken out the Leviathans. Oh, there's at least a couple left, but they should be easy pickings afterwards. Okay, we got the squid onto shore. That's a good sign. Okay, they took off one from Thorn. Okay, they're engaging the archers. Okay, they did get rid of 2 archers, but we have 2 Leviathans remaining. But we do have that evasion bonus. Okay, one other Leviathan's gonna be... Okay, they're approaching Thorn again. Okay, that's another point off, but we can still treat them. Alright, cool. We did not lose an archer in that unit. Okay, so now the enemy archers are going into the water. And archers map 12 are brutal. They have that +4 attack, +2 defense type advantage over mounted units, including magic knights. Yeah, I heard map 12 is very cheap. Okay, don't get close to Tybron, I beg you. Well, one of them got close. Let's see if we can at least hold up. Nope, we cannot all... They cannot all hold out in that patch of force, so we lose some more mermen. Okay, one merman survives. But they're not gonna survive this one. We at least got rid of one lizard, man. Okay, let's get back to this. We'll deal with Tiburon and the rest of the gang on the western side a bit later. So, okay, so let's have Sabra take out this unit. And Mina will hold position. If I bring the Kraken down to 7, it'll heal. This one will heal to 6, but that's okay. I think we're good. We're good to hold position over here. As a matter of fact, I don't want to risk having Garrett close to shore, so we're gonna have him move into the patch of forest over here and provide any emergency aid if need be. So we'll have them hold position over here. I already had. Yeah, so Calais' magic was good enough for the time being, so let's yeah, okay. Let's go back and check on the rest of the game. Alright, I do need to have Tiburon fall back further. Good call on keeping them off shores, yes. I do. These lizardmen will slaughter me like pigs if I fight them on the open water, especially these leviathans. And having Bayard and his archers engage them from the forest would definitely give them a good, not only by our archers, a good evasion bonus to help stave off the leviathans. But archers, the arrows themselves are also quite effective against leviathans. Let me see what I can do in this case. I'm going to have. You know what? I'm just gonna treat. Yeah, I'm just gonna treat Thorn here. Everyone else hold position. Let's go back and check on the other gang. They're all. I think they're good to go. Okay, let's switch over to the enemy. Okay, Lance is on the move, as well as the rest of his cavalry. They're getting, that Kraken's getting dangerously close to Thorn. To Thorn. So, in any case, let's have the rest of Bayard's archers stave off these giant worms. Okay. Okay, all but one worm. Okay, we lost an archer there, but that shouldn't take too long to... Lords of Healing spells. That they do. Okay. Third commander and his archers are delving even deeper into the water. Okay, second commander and his infantry advancing. As well as the first. Okay, so now... Okay, the Serpent Knight and the Lizards are shifting gears. So now they're dealing with the Leviathans and Krakens themselves. Okay, this will buy Tiburon some time. Okay, any case, yeah, these two are already on the open water. I don't want to engage them. They're stealing it. Yeah, they're stealing XP because Krakens and Leviathans will fight both friend and foe alike. Both allied and enemies alike. So, I don't want them stealing XP, so we're gonna have to... It is possible I just might have to get my elven archers out of the force and destroy these guys ASAP. You know what, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna position all my other mermen and Tiburon down on this southernmost river tip. Yeah, let's shoot the Leviathans. I'll start over here. Get rid of them. Because we can't have them stealing our XP. That XP is necessary, man. Okay. Yeah, let's just you know what? Let's continue the assault here. Wait, I wanted to take a look. So, Bayard, Bayard. Okay, he's halfway there. Thorn has a ways to go. Okay, let's just see how the radius is right now. I think we're... Okay, let's put him up there. Okay, that's another 2 Leviathans dead. Let's position this one underneath Bayard here. Okay. We're advancing these guys. That's it for those Leviathans. We can't have those lizards stealing all that precious XP. We need that precious XP. Okay, there goes more Leviathans. Okay. Alright, you know what, let's bring out one over here and take out this. There we go. I suppose I could use one of my archers to butter up this Kraken here. No, hang on a minute. I'm only like one more victory away from leveling up Bayard. You know what? Whatever. I want that level up. Let's do it. There we go. So now we got Bayard to level 2. So we do have some archers out in the open. I'm gonna position Thorn over here now. And, so now I'm gonna have my archers engage the Kraken and see if we can butter him up a bit. Nope. Okay. They didn't penetrate the Kraken. But it did bring him down to 2, so at least the Kraken will be distracted enough to deal with the archers here instead of engaging with Thorn and Bayard directly. And I think the Lizard Knights... And we could probably, in some absurd way, use the Serpent and his lizards, to help butter up this Kraken so that Bayard and Thorn can finish him off, provided that he doesn't finish them off first. So we'd have to throw the dice on this one because we've already exhausted everyone else's churn for churn number 10. So we're gonna have to keep Tiburon and his merman out of that picture for the time being. Let's see what we're gonna... Oh yeah, and these two are still in the water, so we can't do anything else with our guys over here. Nobody needs to heal because everyone's at a perfect 10. And there isn't any extra defensive spells we can put on our guys to help bolster the defense or anything. So I guess that's it. I'm just gonna call the end of the phase here. Okay, so Lance is advancing his cavaliers a little bit further. Okay, they're approaching the shore. Okay, so the Leviathans are engaging Sabra. Okay, so they hit her for 3. Looks like the Kraken won't do anything. Okay, the Kraken has turned his attention to the archers, and he's finishing them off. So he uses up his churn. So now the attention will now churn to the Serpent Knight and his lizards. After these other commanders and their elves and other infantry take their churn for the river. Okay, this commander and his infantry made a churn. Okay, they're gonna try to attack the Kraken. Okay, they took 2 points off. Yep, they're engaging that Kraken. They're occupied with them now. Nope, they couldn't take off any more points. Okay, now they're gonna fight our archers. Okay, at least we wiped this unit. There we go, more lizards gone. Okay, cool. So, the lizards helped soften the Leviathan down to 8. But, Sabra took some pretty big well, she took some pretty good damage, but, so she's at a 7, she should still be able to deal with them for a 4. Yeah, I think Sabra can still attack. There we go, that puts her to level 8. Okay, and I'll have cast healing respectively. Okay, let's see what else we can do. So this Kraken needs to be taken offshore, but he could climb up onto that hill now. Yeah, that's a good point. The Kraken can crawl up onto the hill and try to engage Sabra as well directly. But I don't want to face it in the water. It has a good evasion bonus in the water. It would help to try and... And I don't want to cast any magic arrows on it, otherwise it'll heal itself back to 10. And Sabra's at a 9 right now. If he does, we're gonna treat him like a man. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's deal with them a little bit later. I will have Tiburon switch it to manual here. Okay, so now we're dealing with... Okay, the Kraken will not heal to 10 until it gets to a 7. So that gives us ample opportunities to just to take out these lizards here. But I need to focus on the ones that are on land. I should be okay to have Thorn come out. Hang on a minute. I do want to get rid of this Kraken. No, I should be focusing on having Thorn and Bayard destroy this Kraken here. I mean, the rest of the archers here can focus on getting rid of these lizardmen. So am I within? Yeah, it looks like I should still be within range. Yeah, this is supposed to be within range. Okay, let's have one of these guys go over here and take out these. Okay, so two lizardmen survive and they take out a couple archers. Let's have one attack here. Okay, those another two lizards gone. Alright, and, okay, let's move one over here. This guy will maintain position. Alright, how are we doing in terms of the... Yeah, it would be out of the radius. I'm already thinking about bringing Thorn out and having to take out this one other lizard, but I'm afraid you're going to defeat the Kraken with Thorn and Bayard personally, and then use your archers to the top of their ability against lizardmen. Yeah, that's what I am thinking. I would like to draw the Kraken in so I can engage them from the little forest patches, so at least Bayard and Thorn have their 20% evasion bonus. But I'm not ruling out the possibility of getting them out in the open and just have them finish them. Okay, so they don't have any special items on them. But I would need to have them shielded. Yeah, I gotta be very careful here, because I don't want any of my commanders getting wiped. Maybe what I'll do then is I'll see about... You know what, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's have one of our archers engage. Okay, that didn't work, so... But at least they're weak enough to the point that one of the lizardmen could go after these guys. Also, lizardmen have such pathetic defense. Getting archers out of range won't matter. Okay. Okay, that only brought him down to 6. So he will heal back up to 9 if we were to... Oh, shit. Okay, Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can do in this case. You know what? Let's just have him heal for the time being. You know what, let's get rid of this one. Okay, we're out of range, but at least we got rid of the lizardmen and collected the XP for it. So at least the lizardmen can turn our attention. Yeah, let's heal. Okay. And yeah, I cannot use magic, unfortunately. Oh well. Yeah, the Kraken will undoubtedly have to heal himself up, but it will give time for Bayard to heal himself as well. Alright, let's check back in with the rest of our crew. So either the Kraken will go onto the hill to engage Sabra, or he'll go onto this grass patch to engage with Sabra. Let me see if I can at least treat him from his side. Nope, out of range. Darn. Yeah, but I don't want the Kraken going all the way around to engage Derek directly. Here's what I could do. I'll probably just kamikaze one of my... Let's just put the monk over here and just serve as bait for the Kraken instead. Alright, and the face. Yep, the bait worked. Okay, they didn't wipe the unit, so there's still one surviving unit. One surviving man in that whole group. Okay, this Kraken heals that back to 9. Okay, so now they're taking the archers into deep water. Okay, and the other commander, they're approaching the shore. They're already on... Okay, so if... Now we already have a couple of infantrymen on shore. Okay, they're gonna take out those archers. So we're gonna lose this archer. We're gonna lose this unit. Oh, they're going right after... Okay, yeah, because he's down at a 7. Yep, so now they brought him down to 5. Okay, so now they're gonna deal with the Kraken here. Okay, they only took 1 point off. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. So the Kraken's back in the water, so I don't want him on the water. I have to draw him on the land, so it'll be easier for us to take him out. Let's treat Suburta back to 10 here. So we're gonna have to pull this guy out of the water. Let's put one over here. And put these guys over here so they can at least serve. So it'd be more attractive for the Kraken to come onto the land and engage with these remaining 4 monk units. This will put him on a grass tile, which will only reduce his evasion to 10%. Left Kraken was run on the switch because the Serpent Knight is around. Okay. I could try bringing Garrett to butter him up. Maybe Tibbs. Let's take a look. Tibbs is still over here. I could try and use him against the Kraken. But I first gotta destroy... Yeah, but we have to pull him out of the water first. Him being in the water is extremely bad. Alright, so what I need to do is I do need to treat. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's have Thorn here engage. Get rid of these lizards. Okay. Okay, so that's good, and we can position over here respectively. Okay, if they have such pathetic defense, let's just hold position over here and see if we can get rid of these. Okay, at least we wiped these lizards. Okay, that's it. So that just leaves the Kraken and the Serpent Knight. Okay, so we're just gonna move. Let's try like this. Alright, ending the phase. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, we're wiping these monks just to force the Kraken on land. Okay, we lose archers there. Okay, the first commander's now on land. We can't win here. Try to get them into the water. Okay, these archers get wiped. Alright, let's see what we can do now. So, those are coming along. We gotta finish off this Kraken ASAP so we can deal with the first commander and his troops. Okay, let me just see if I can try and butter him up with... I'm gonna see if I can try and butter him up with Garrett. Or, but it's all, but maybe you can also make the call, Megas, because should we try buttering him up with I'm sorry, with... Or perhaps I should try having, Calais execute a magic arrow to try and bring him down, like, about a point or two, and then have Mina just try and finish him off. Because that's what I'm kind of thinking. Well, while we're contemplating this, let's just go back to the other guys for a moment. Let's just move our merman here. So the Kraken's back in the water. Let's get everyone back into the forest here. Okay, let's just have everyone take a position and just heal Bayard back to full. Okay, so these guys will stay right where they are. Alright, let's see what else we can do. So now back to these guys. So now we gotta focus our attention on getting rid of this Kraken here. I think maybe what I'm just gonna do... Okay, so... Calais has 12 MP left. But I also want Mina to pick up those points. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I need to make a quick bathroom break and I'll be right back, guys. Just don't go away. And while you're doing it, you could probably maybe just ponder amongst yourselves on what the best strategy will be. Be right back. Okay, when we're back. Alright, so let's see what the verdict is. Okay, nothing new here. So I'm thinking about using Mina and Sabra respectively. I guess Sabra, since she leveled up. Magic Arrow with Khalid and attack with Garrett and Mina. Okay, so we're gonna try like that. That's what I'm thinking of. I guess the XP is fine. So that brings it down to 6. Alright, and we're gonna engage with Garrett. Don't stop! We gotta get to the other side. Apologies for the answer my browser crash. No worries. Okay, Mina will now engage. Okay, that's it. We got rid of ourselves a Kraken. She hasn't leveled up, but she only needs one more victory to level up. We're good. Okay, so now we're gonna head back. Alright, since we're now gonna be dealing with the infantry of the units and the first commander, we're gonna have to deal with them accordingly, so let's get these guys situated in the mountains. They're gonna be out of range, but it's better than nothing. Let's put them over here for the time being. Okay, good. So now let's go back to these guys. That's pretty much all we can do, so we're gonna end the phase here. Okay, the Kraken engages. But we have the defense bonus, so we don't lose all of our archers. But the Serpent Knight might be tempted to come on the shore to take out the remainder of the archers. Okay, they're just trying to reconvene themselves onto shore, so this still buys us plenty of time. Okay, so now we drew the Serpent Knight inland. Alright, and we're going to be treating Garrett for the time being. Alright, so what we'll do then is... Okay. So Sabra is still at level 8. Mina definitely needs to start racking up some victories here. Bring Khalid to the left flank. We might need our magic against the Serpent and Kraken. Okay. Khalid has got some... This is about the furthest I could take Khalid, but she'll be intercepted by those infantrymen. So... Mina can go full command against the nearby units. Okay, let's have her move over here and have her treat up Mina's 1s to 10. Okay, let's bring the monk over here. Okay, let's engage. Okay, they brought my unit. Okay, can Merman engage in battle? Can Tips? Let me see. Because I think this is about as good as I can do for Yeah, we'll just hold them off for this time being for this turn. Let's go back to the other guys. They both have tons of attack. Can Merman engage a battle? Ken Tips. You should be able to engage. This is about as far as I can move Tiberian. Let's see how they fare. Okay, they pressed in and damaged the Kraken for 2 to bring him down to 6 points. I'm gonna heal. I need to heal up Bayard. Let's try like this. Okay, we brought the Serpent Knight down to 7, so he's gonna need to heal. I'm gonna try engaging the archers here. That did not work. But if he needs to attack any... Okay, but Thorn is kind of a little bit on the weaker side here, so we're gonna... I'm more concerned about that Serpent Knight, though. Okay, let's try and engage this guy. Okay, we took 1 point off from the Kraken. Okay, that's about as most we can do. So we're gonna end the churn. Okay, Lance is testing the possibility of going into the water. Kraken heals. Destroy the Kraken with Tibbs, his units, and the Lord. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had a feeling that they're gonna engage these guys. Okay, they hold out. Shield yourself on the Serpent Knight. Okay. Okay, we move. One of our monks gets wiped. Okay, 3 monks hold out. Oh, they're fighting from the water. Oh, we're slaughtering them. Fish in a barrel. Just retreat with them. Okay, so the Serpent Knight had to heal himself back as well. Alright. Okay. Just retreat amongst me as it cross, no way they can hurt. Alright, let's do it. Let's have Mina engage. Okay, that brings Mina to level 4. Sweet beans. Let's position them over here. Okay, more infantry disposed of. Let's keep collecting that beautiful XP, shall we? Okay, that's the end of them. Okay, more XP collected. Let's keep him over here. Okay, and now we're gonna see... We're providing cover for Kalei to make her escape. And Saber will also be joining. Okay, so we're gonna put these guys over here. Let's go back to the other guys in the west. Alright. Thorn desperately needs... Okay, so we're gonna have Tiberon here and his merman destroy this Kraken here. So we're gonna be moving... Okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's see what we can do in this case. Little bit concerned for Thorn here. Just engage with Tim's and Bayard. Okay, so then that's what we'll probably just do. Down support with your troops. Okay, 4, bring him down to 4. Okay, Bayard missed. Wow. Okay. That's not good. We're probably gonna have to have Thorn fall back. We're gonna have Thorn fall back here. I'm just gonna have him move all the way over here. And, okay, we're just gonna position him over here instead. Not engage. Okay. Oh no, I can't have the Serpent access this tile here. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Serpent cannot move more than 3 tiles in grass forest. Okay, let's take a look what we can do then. Not good. Only rules would work for him. Yeah. Should I try using my remaining merman to engage against the Serpent Knight? Or wait, hang on. No, he cannot reach the Serpent Knight either. So I guess in this case, I'm gonna have to... Let's put him over here then for the time being. That's all we can really do. Alright, I think we're good, so let's end the phase. Kraken treats first, yes. Okay, not good, because now the second commander and his infantry have arrived on shore. Okay, we're really gonna have to think carefully here. Yep, we're being smacked around. Okay, we have a bit more of an advantage here, thanks to cover the forest. Let's say, okay, we lose 2 monks, but we still have 8 more left. Okay, he's going to engage that remaining merman, and that causes him to level up, though. And he's back in the water. Okay. Alright, I guess in this particular instance, let's just get rid of the rest of these infantrymen. And just level up, give me all that extra XP. Alright, let's just have these guys reposition themselves accordingly. Okay, that's the end of some more infantrymen. Okay, that just leaves this commander and his infantry, if that's fine. We'll just take care of these guys. Okay, that's the end of them. Good. Okay, so that just now leaves the commander. Okay, we're still within the radius, so we are gonna see if we can engage. Okay, we got him down 3 points, that's good. Calais is going to be heading straight towards where Tiburon, Bayard, and Thorn are. Hopefully they can hold out till then. Okay, there's still the Sixer here, but we're gonna put him over here. Garrett is not needed right now. Okay, let's have Saber engage. Okay, Saber takes out the commander. Good. Okay, so that's done. Not too sure where I'm gonna position Garrett. I'll just put him right here for the time being. Okay, so that takes care of the commanders, the Krakens, and the Leviathans on this side. So there is the Grand Knight over here that we're gonna have to deal with at some point, but we will not budge. We still have a couple more commanders to deal with. Lance is... where is he? Yeah, he's still on the northern shore. We still got to deal with this frickin' Serpent Knight and the Kraken here. Okay, so Tiburon is going to need to heal up. We got lots of healing to do. Does Tibbs have? Tibbs only has 4 HP left. I'm gonna have his Merman engage. Okay, that brings it down to 4. Oh, but I have another Merman unit over here. He'll spell below Bayard. Okay, that's good, so we got him down to 8. By both Bayard and Thorn. Good. Okay, so now we're healing ourselves back up accordingly. Let's position Tibbs over here and have the Merman finish off this Kraken bastard. Okay, that only brought him down to 2. Tough as nails, this son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see if I can use some archers to get rid of this remaining. That did not take him out. Okay. So we can no longer engage the Kraken because he's already been surrounded on all sides. And most likely this Serpent Knight will wipe this archer unit. In the meantime, let's position these guys next to Bayard. Okay, we're gonna put him over here. Alright, that's good enough. Okay, so now Lance and the Cavaliers are entering the water. They're doing it very gingerly, but they're entering the water. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to heal back to 5. But as you can see, The infantry is coming, and we're not in a good position right now. Oh, he didn't... Okay, I had no idea it was gonna actually engage those archers right there. Okay, so Calais needs to move. Rush there with Sabra and Calais. Sabra is all the way over here, though. Alright, but in any case... we may need to bring... Maybe heal with Bayard, engage with Tibbs and Thorn, okay. Okay, maybe heal with Bayard. Okay. Heal with Bayard, engage with Tibbs and Thorn. Alright. Alright, let's give it a try. That's it. We did it. We finally got rid of the Kraken. But the Serpent Knight is gonna still remain a problem. Okay, let's put him over here for the time being. Let's treat. Bayard's archers, let's just have them move into here. Okay. Heal Thorn. Thorn's healed, okay? And Bayard. So Tiberon's also gonna need some good healing himself after all this. Alright, ending the phase. That commander's coming very quickly with his men. And we only have archers, and archers are no good against these infantrymen. My mermen should be okay. Okay, that didn't take him out, but at least we got him out of the forest. Okay, we're rushing now to as far as we can. Gonna have to bring Garrett around as well because I'm getting really concerned. And all right, let's have all the monks take up formations properly. Okay, that's done for them. Let's go back to the rest of the gang. Okay, so now we have to take out this Serpent Knight for sure. Finish the Serpent Knight with Bayard and Thorn. Alright, so... Alright, let's do it. Don't worry much about the enemy infantry. They're too weak to hurt much of it. Alright, that's cool. Okay, that worked. That worked splendidly. Okay, that's it. We finally got rid of that freaking Serpent Knight. So now we have to turn our attention to the second commander and his fighters. We are going to treat. We're going to treat Tiberon accordingly. We only have, like, what, one archer left. So we're going to put them in. Just leave them there. Good. Okay, that should do it. And... alright, ending the phase. Okay, So once we get everyone else healed up, we should be back in business. Okay, the archers are getting close to shore now. Our base problem is Lancers. We gotta keep archers alive. Yes, but here's the thing. We only have like one group of archers remaining. Okay. We're gonna need to treat. Okay. We could move the mermen into the water so they can at least have a... Okay, these 2 tiles will still give them the defense bonus. And I would like to have them in the water. Alright, retreat with those archers and Tibbs and let Bayard and... Oh. Alright. Let's put them over here. Those archers and Tibbs and let Bayard and Thorn commando the infantry. Okay, we're gonna put... Alright, let's retreat the archers and Tibbs. Okay, you know what? Let's just have them over here for the time being. I do need to have them well treated, though. Treat Bayard and Thor. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They need to be badly treated. Okay. Anyway, let's have Calais move quickly. We have to hurry to our allies, man. They're in serious trouble. We're probably gonna have to take the scenic route all the way back up north, but it'll probably be necessary if it is for to help us clear this here scenario. Okay, they've all made their move. They're still a long ways off from rescuing Bayard and Thorn, but they should be able to hold out until then. Okay, Lance and his Cavaliers are officially in the water now. Guess the Wonder Green but we might need Savarmina and Calais to gang up on Lance. Might as well, but first we're gonna have to get rid of these other 2 legions here. Okay, so they're now engaging against Thorn. Okay, Thorn deflects. Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Let's hope he can block these guys. Good, so Bayard successfully deflects. Okay, they're gonna engage the merman. That's a big mistake. But there's only 2 mermen left, so these infantry will take these guys out. But at least we brought them down to 7 infantrymen in this unit. Okay, 20th turn, let's go. Alright, moving. First, let's check up on our... You know what? Let's treat. Let's... Okay, Tiburon will most likely go up one more level, but we don't want to go have him class change after that. Okay, so in another case, retreat with archers and tips. At this point, focus on lance, yeah. We're probably gonna have to have... Looks like these mermen will, like... Okay, we're gonna have to retreat into the forest here. Let's just have the remaining mermen just... Let's just sacrifice these mermen to take care of the infantry. This will put him at level 9, and that'll pretty much be it. So, if he goes up one more level, he class changes. We're not going to be doing any more class changes, so... These mermen will probably have to be sacrificial lambs at this point. Alright, so we're moving the rest of the team. Ah! Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Look. Okay, moving Mina and the rest of her monks. Okay, get these guys positioned appropriately. This one we need to collate Fireball against Lance. True, true. Lance is... yeah, he's on his way. He may be hindered a bit by the deep water they're about to go into. Dark Elves can shoot her badly. Okay, the commander has got a few of his units on shore now. Okay, that's good. Okay, so Thorn deflects that one remaining infantry survivor. Okay, let's first focus on the easy stuff. Get these guys further and further to the west. Nope, hang on. Let's bring the merman back here. Tiburon can hold position. Let's have Thorn attack again. Okay, that puts Thorn to level 3. Let's put him over here. Tiburon we don't need to worry about. Everyone else has moved their positions. Okay, that's good. Wait. Hang on. Yeah, so the Mina and the monks have already made their move. Okay, it'll still be about another couple more turns before the archers start closing in. But we definitely need to get rid of these infantrymen and this second commander ASAP. Let's just go these men back here. Alright, end the phase. Okay. Mina herself about her monks can wreck the Dark Elves. Cool. Okay, we wiped out some more infantry members. Okay, they're gonna engage the merman. Okay, we should be able to get Calais over here. Okay, get Sabra over this way. Let's just have Bayard finished off the... Okay, that puts him to level 3 now. Okay, let's move Tybert, let's move this guy over here. Oh, wait. Let's just have... Okay, let's just put him to 9 over here. And everyone's moved their churn. Alright. Okay, the elves are closing in. So we're gonna have to have Calais fall back a bit. Let's have Garrett position himself over here accordingly. Okay, so Mina should be crossing the bridge, and... Let's get these monks across. Okay, cool. With that being done... Here. Hold position. Okay. I think that's good now. Just full on engage with Thorn. You might use XP to become a level 5 healer. Okay, cool. Okay, so Lance isn't advancing. let's have, deep waters and passable terrain for plants. Okay, so let's put everyone back here for the time being. Pip's controlling so much there. That's cool. Okay, let's put everyone back here just to draw them closer to Mina. Okay, we do need to have this archer back near Bayard. So let's put him back over here. And move Tiberian out of the forest. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I think that's good. Alright, let's end the phase. Persistent. Okay, so Garrett deflects all the arrows. Okay, all the archers are now on shore. Okay, so now we are going to have Mina engage the Dark Elves. Let's see if the fireball can reach. I don't know, I think I'm going to have to bring... Maybe Calais will have to be brought in just a bit closer, but I'm gonna keep her on guard. I'm gonna have the monks guard her. Yeah, let's just keep the monks well protected. Provide a shield around Calais. Finish off the weak elves and then only then fireball. Cool. I'm just gonna move Garrett into the hills. We need Calais to avoid getting XP. Okay, Calais is... Finish off the weak elves and only then fireball. Okay, okay. That sounds good. So now we can move... Just move the other lords here into place in their respective force patches. Gotta get back into that water. There we go. So now we got Tiberon and the Crocodile Knight back in the water. But the thing is, we don't want to... We're not supposed to level them up anymore because as soon as he gets to level 10, he class changes. So we're gonna have to keep him out of battle for the remainder of this scenario here. Alright, that's about it. Okay, they're still going after Garrett. They're going after Mina. Oh, they got they got a shot in on her. Okay, they're going after Sabra. We wiped that archery unit. should still be okay. You know what? Here's what I could do. I could just have... Just heal up. Heal up back to 10. Because I don't really need to have Garrett engage the enemy. Let's have Sabra just attack one of those elves. Okay, Ted, let's have her collect the XP. Okay, another XP collected. Let's just take out these guys with our monks. Okay, that just leaves 2 archery units and the commander himself. So these guys are going to definitely... So this guy's going to reposition himself next to the commander, and this guy's just going to recover. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's have him move a little bit further into the trees. And Tiburon and the Croc... And Tiburon and his merman will hold position. I guess that's good. Let's end the phase. Okay, collecting more XP for Mina. Okay, at least we wiped that unit. Okay, Sabra... Okay, so we now have the commander left. Not too worried now, because all the archers have been wiped, so I can remove a few from them. Not like that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, at least we got Sabra to level 9. Mina is still... Okay, we're power leveling Sabra like crazy here. Alright, and let's just have the monks reconvene around Mina. Okay, so now we have to turn our attention to Lance. And then after he's been dealt with, then we have to deal with the Grand Knight in his little fort there. So we're going to take Garrett off the mountains. And... So now we're going to start advancing to the north. Okay, we are going to have to start drawing in... We're going to have to start drawing in the cavalry. I kind of love how trolly this game is with Calais. Wizard Archmage Little Memorial, she got such a poor defense. Even the strongest defensive item, the shield will fix that, making her defense mediocre at best. I guess she's just supposed to be played differently. Like having strong offensive items to successfully finish off weaker bosses and be a good offensive caster. Yeah. So this game demands that you play strategically with Calais. Yeah. Okay, let's end the phase here. Alright, let's move. Let's move on out. Let's just cluster these guys up accordingly. Alright, Tiburon holds position. I mean, I suppose I could just have him come around on the eastern side. But I am a little bit concerned because Tiburon's XP bar is very small, so it would be very easy to get him to level 10. So I don't really want to risk it right now, since he's already at level 9. These guys will... You know what, let's just have everyone hold position until I get all my other commanders clustered around each other. So they're just going right back into diamond formation. Okay, 29th turn, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Tips. Guest place tips 7 tiles away from us, so Lance Waste is mounted on tips. Okay, that's an idea. So let's put Garrett over here. Mina can go over here. Calais. Let's have her go over here. Sabra will take up her position over here. Okay, and let's just move the rest of the monks across the bridge. Okay, so man, Lance is noticing that we're making a move, so he's making a move. Alright, let's see how we can make this work. Uh-oh, we might need Calais' fireball. Okay, we'll do so. Let's get all the monks positioned accordingly. Get Sabra treated up. Okay, looks like this Cavalier could make his way to shore. Unless I block him. Does she have 4 MP left? Calais has 10 MP left. Can she reach? No, she can't. She cannot reach over there. She's out of range. So we're gonna have to just... Okay, we're gonna have to put her... Let's put her over here. Okay, let me take a quick look. So, Bayer, let's have these guys position themselves accordingly. Okay, let's slowly advance to the shore. That's about it for them, okay? Okay, they're engaging the archers. Okay, so 7 tiles away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we placed him 7 tiles away from Lance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Guess I'll have to put him here. And... I suppose I could put him over here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave him right there for the time being. Okay. I think now we should be good to cast Fireball. No, the rest of the Cavaliers are not in position. Well, 2 Lancer troops are stuck behind the depot, so Lance will engage your fight with since he not can't possibly waste time on us. Alright. Okay, that we at least got rid of one of the Cavalier units. These guys are gonna have to waste a turn coming close. Alright, I guess we'll call it. Nope, he shoots us with the lightning. Okay, but at least he wasted his lightning on us. So that's it, that's all of his... Okay, hang on a minute. I wonder if I can use... Okay, so those units are all stuck behind deep water. For sure, these guys will not. As long as we'll engage your plan, since you cannot possibly waste them on us. Okay, well then what I could possibly do in the meantime is... Let's just move these guys up and away and just put... Maintain these amongst positions. And just treat accordingly. Yeah, and then we'll just stop them. And then they'll just let... And let the next Cavalier unit come on shore. Okay, so Lance has made it to shore now, so we gotta figure out what we're gonna do. Alright, I guess we could try fireballing them. Okay, let's first I want to get rid of these Cavaliers. So Calais doesn't risk getting any XP. Guessing I could probably aim for this area, or I could probably try to aim for Lance directly. Lightning is an interesting spell. Its shape is a line on AoE diamonds. Both AoE Thunder and Line Lightning was replaced by a Thunder spell, which targets the commander and his or her units, regardless of how far away they are. The PC engine remain connected and be essentially merging the spells. Not an AoE diamond. Not an AoE diamond. Okay. But I guess in this particular case, we're gonna have to use Fireball just to bring people... Yeah, this is all we can really do for the time being, then. I guess what we're gonna have to do is we're just gonna have to forego facing off against the rest of these Cavaliers, and just get rid of Lance directly, so his Cavaliers just die off with him. But it's okay, we're not allowed to level up Calais, and Tiburon is already close to being to a class up. Garrett... okay, Baird. Okay, I do want Mina up, that's the thing. She's already on the verge of another level up herself. So I'm just thinking about engaging Lance with Mina. Sabara is already well on her way to get her to her next class change, next scenario. We can use the archer to defeat the 2 leftover troops. Yeah, I just used the archer here to get rid of the 2 leftover troops. Like, they must be out of range. But we're supposed to still engage with the Cavaliers then. In that case, we're probably gonna have to just... Man, I'm just a little bit concerned about this. I mean, I guess I could always just bring my most short, but technically, beyond it, which cannot engage. Yeah, they won't engage unless we actually go around. They're out of range, yeah. I mean, I could unless Tiburon and my Crocodile, Tiburon and the Merman can easily just circle around and just finish these fuckers off, but it could run the risk of him class changing. But if we are to collect some more XP from these units, I mean, I'm not sure what else we're gonna be dealing with here. I mean, we could probably just try to soften up Lance, so that he'll at least have to take his time to heal while we bring the rest of our commanders into the water to engage. Archers do also have good movement. Yeah, but I also don't want to engage the knights, these horsemen on the water themselves, because it also destroys our evasion bonus as well. Only Tiburon can benefit being in the water. These guys... Okay, and since these guys can only move 2 tiles at a time... Yeah, this little shoreline still counts as water. So somebody's gonna have to keep Lance busy, while the rest of my commanders just take out the rest of these horsemen. That's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, I guess I could have Sabra. But Sabra's already doing very good on her own, so I'm guessing either Bayard or Thorn. Lance won't engage once we do it. Archers still have advanced until they're targeted. Okay, you say Lance won't engage, but he'll unless we're on an adjacent tile to him. So if I put Bayard or Thorn right in these tiles, then Lance will start to engage. So I guess what I could do is I could just hold position and just have the rest of the units come close. And I do want to collect some extra XP for Bayard and Thorn here to exploit. Garrett, I suppose, could do another level up, but No, I also want Mina up. What's our 15 each sportsman unit 3? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's end the phase right now. Yeah, he heals himself back to 10. Okay. Okay, that pretty much takes out another horseman. Yeah, so let's just draw in some more of these horsemen. If you can promote someone to try and wipe those out, lol. Okay, that puts us down to 6 archers. Okay, so then we're just going to continue pulling in horsemen for the time being. Okay, I also want Mina up as well. But anyways, let's just continue engaging these guys. So we're gonna probably give Bayard another cool level up here. And alright, ending the phase. How much XP does Tips have? Just give me a moment. But I just first have to finish engaging. I have to finish engaging these horsemen on the enemy's turn here. Okay, we're on the 35th turn. So Tibbs has... Okay, he's already collected a little bit of XP into his XP bar. I mean, do you want me to at least take him, circle around, and just destroy one of these other 2 horsemen here with him? I mean, I should be able to have the merman wipe these 2 horsemen out. At least one of them. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to engage. First, we're just going to have them go around. Alright, and in the meantime, we'll just destroy this guy. Okay, they actually held out. They'll heal themselves back to 5. I do want to get Mina up. As a matter of fact, here's what I'm doing. I want to go up over here. There. So now she gets to level 5. Because she was already on the verge of a level up anyway. And since Lance won't engage... Alright, let's put her back in place, and... Okay, so that just gave him a little bit of XP. So this should give us ample enough time to move the merman in place and finish off this other horseman. Cool. Okay, so that takes care of the other cavaliers over there. We don't have to worry about any more units coming around, so this is a good safe spot for Tiberon and his merman to recover. Now her heal covers 3 points instead of 2 and has 13 targets instead of 5. Heal now recovers 5 HP instead of 4, and it is 13 doses instead of... Cool! Nice! He is now a proficient healer. Right. Alright, we're gonna end the phase. Okay, this horseman heals to 8. He's gonna engage the archers. Puts him down to... yeah, but we're gonna basically heal ourselves back up to 10. Good. So who's left to... Alright. Okay, so Bayard can still collect some more. We're almost... Yeah, we're almost at the next level up for Bayard here. Okay, so that takes care of all the Cavaliers that Lance has. So now all that's left to do now is engage Lance directly. I do want Bayard to deliver the killing blow to Lance so he can get his level up. But Garrett should also be able to hold steady as well. And I'm beginning to wonder if I should just have Calais use a fireball to soften him up. And then have... yeah, I'm actually thinking about having Calais using... What about 2 leftover horsemen? We already dealt with the 2 leftover horsemen. They were right here, and Tiburon and his mermen just slaughtered them like pigs. And best of all, Tiburon's only halfway to his next to level 10. So that's it. All that's left now is Lance. And once we're done with Lance, we can ford the river and deal with the remaining Grand Knight. Magic Arrow will suffice. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll deal with the Magic Arrow. We shall burn. We shall give the burn here to Lance. I'm just thinking now that I can bring in Bayard to deliver the killing blow. And if not, then we can use Sabra. We already have Thorn. Thorn already got his leveled up. Because I'm thinking that either Thorn... I could probably use Thorn to soften up Lance, and then have Bayard deal the killing blow. Okay, so both their attacks are at 27. 21. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Let's bring in Thorn. Nope, Thorn was the one that ended up giving him the killing blow. Okay, so Bayard's gonna have to hold off for a bit. But you know what, that's fine. Let's have her... Let's get Thorn nicely healed up. Okay, so with that being said, now let's start fording the river. Get everyone into the water and start crossing. But I would like to have Bayard up another level before this scenario's done. Tiber. Okay, so we are going to put... Let's put Tiberon into some deep water here. And a phase. Alright, let's move forward. And they get close to Lord of the Grand Knight just to quicken things. Okay, the Grand Knight is all the way over here. Okay, he's got a bit of a ways to go. But we'll pretty much... We'll scout ahead, while everyone else does their job to ford across the river. Okay, so we're going to be spending the next few turns getting our guys across the river and then dealing with those remaining Grand Knights. Alright, moving on. Okay, we're almost on the other side. I like the Warsong version of this scenario, not the PC Engine one. Let me guess, the river was a lot more smaller and easier to ford. Compared to the PC Engine version. Okay, we're getting everyone up onto... Yep. Just about got everyone up on land. Okay, now let's move some Tiburon. Let's get a little bit closer to the outpost here. But we are gonna have to go down this road just to get to that outpost. Okay, looks like they've taken notice of Tiburon. They're leaving their outpost. No, yeah, they're just establishing diamond formation. Okay. We gotta get out of this freaking... yeah. Out of the pool. Picture this. Every water tile requires 3 movement points to cross. Our commands have 6 movement, thus crossing 2 water tiles per turn. These engine they made maps more compact, but to make up for it, they give us pathetic 5 movements, so we can move only 1 water tile per turn. Oh my goodness. 1 tile per turn, that's agonizing. Only got 6 movements, she's like inherently fast. Oh my goodness, gotta get Mina up. Okay, everyone out of the water? Okay. Okay, good. Alright, let's have, let's get everybody over here. Okay, so the Grand Knight and his men are on the move. They don't have their outpost anymore. Alright, let's advance. get these monks out of the water. Okay, good. So now let's take a look to see what we're gonna do here. Let's move Tiburon and his merman a little bit away from the shore. We could pretty much just troll the Grand Knight and his men for a bit until reinforcements arrive. This is a long map. My BP for Warsong is 17 turns. Yeah, because, I had to plan accordingly so I don't end up wiping any of my other commanders. Alright, let's continue. We're gonna make our way down across the southern hills here. Let's just keep box formation. Okay, so now they're all in a proper box formation around Lena. And, okay, so the troops are advancing into the water, but that's fine. We can have Tiburon and his merman hold position. So there's not that much left of this scenario. I mean, I could use Mina's monks to take out the rest of the infantry units. But I do want to get Bayard. Let's move around here a bit. There we go. See if I can draw these guys into the water. No, they're getting into the water, alright. Not much left now. It's gonna be a bit of a trek to get to the Grand Knight and his men, but shouldn't be too far off from us here. Okay. Let's head into deep water, shall we? Okay. Alright, that's done. Let's have them move a little bit. Let's draw them a little bit away from... And just bring them closer to the shoreline where we can at least engage them in the water. Okay, let's move Bayard to this forest tile here. Let's keep this guy in the back. Come over here. Have Mina take up the rear. There we go. Form a protective shield around Calais. Okay, good. Yeah, this infantry is gonna wipe out the archers here. Thank you. That gets Bayard to level 4. Okay. So now Bayard's leveled up. Let's see who can use another level up. So I guess Thorn could use another level up himself. Let's just reposition him over here. And... oh, hang on a minute. Okay, we should be able to use another fireball. Now, Calais will pretty much collect the XP from this, but she will not level up. Alright, let's take a look here what we do. So let's just line them up for move. Let's move Garrett over here in place. Thorn will pretty much Bayard will just stay in his position, and I'll just treat. On. Bring the monks into place. There we go. Okay. So that just leaves 5 infantry units left and the Grand Knight, who has now been reduced to 8 HP. Mina could safely grab the XP. Cool, cool. Okay. Yes, give Thorn more XP. Aw, nuts. I was about to have him leveled up now. Okay, I do want Thorn up to the next level. There we go. That puts him to level 4. Alright. Let's just treat some for the time being. Make it safely grab the XP. Okay. Cannot advance them any further past these mountains. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, good. Okay, that brings it down to 4 monks. Okay, everyone has had their respective level up. Okay, so now let's have Mina do her attack. He moved to water indeed. That's a sucker's move. No one else is gonna need to have that. Alright. Let's have Garrett deal the killing blow. No, Garrett does not deliver the killing blow. Okay, so who else is going to deliver the killing blow in this case? Oh, you know, let's have Saber do it. Okay. That's it for this scenario. We made it! It looks like Lance is in trouble with those monsters. Why did they show up here? I don't think they were part of the enemy's troops, but they couldn't possibly be part of the evil. Is the evil chasing after Warsong? Possibly. We got to hurry. Okay, that clears that scenario. All enemy units wiped. That brings us, we've earned 1,390 points. That brings us to a total of 8,015. Okay, we're going to save here. Okay, let's see what time it is. We've been playing this for 3 hours. We've spent 3 hours on this one scenario. So, and guess what? It's already half after 1 where I am, and I really need to get some shut-eye. So we're gonna have to deal with, scenario 10 perhaps next week. Anyways, but I'll still read this just for fun. Prologue. 10. Castle on the water. One after another, Garrett has defeated the relentless attacks by Pythian's armies. Finally, he surrounds the castle of Volk, the last fortress of the enemy. Win. Defeating the enemy's leader, Chief Commander. Lose. Death of Garrett. 7 commanders to control. So you do have the Chief Commander and 4 Royal Knights. A couple of Serpent Knights with 8 groups of Lizard Knights each. There's a High Priest with 8 infantry members, an Archmage with 8 archers, and a Fighter Commander with 8 infantry. We'll worry about them next time. So let's just shut her down and go back to our regular bubble screen. Alright everybody, well thank you very much for being a part of tonight's RPG Capper stream. So it was the... Yeah, I mean, for all of you who are here today, I mean, Robo Megas, Squall Cloud, um, you guys, you're rock stars for being up this late to accompany me. Yeah, unfortunately, if it wasn't for the fact that I accidentally deleted the previous stream for this, we wouldn't be here. But thankfully, we managed to have ourselves some nice clips. Yeah, you have a good night to you too, Skull Cloud. So I'm not going to be doing any raids right now. I'm just seriously tired. I got to call it for tonight. So anyway, Skull Cloud, Romegas, and everyone else who's dropped in, have a very good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And see you next time on RPG Capper. Toodaloo. Alright, let's end this.